Good boys. Let's start the TikTok stream. Man. One day we'll just go live on YouTube, bro. I swear. TikTok, man. There's like 5 good people in TikTok. Literally 5. Oh my P. I've been watching from TikTok. That's what I'm saying, bro. Where's the sophistication? That's a word. I don't know if you guys saw that Charlie Kirk video. That shit was disturbing. And then I remembered that there's like kids having their house bombed with everyone inside. So there's really levels to this disturbing thing. Like it's just so normal. It's so normal, bro. What am I doing right now? Why did I? Oh yeah, game plan. I guess we'll write it out together. Early game plan for those who came early, and then we'll wait till 9:25 for the others. Yeah, I know. I know. I can screenshot. I just want the one. I just wanted the one tab. There's no other news. Can anyone click? I'll just check. There's no other news, right? I'm not trying to normalize it. I just feel like everyone is so normalized. Like, it was just like a regular like how the hell is everyone no problem seeing that shit? And people like celebrating. Like, that's crazy, bro. Crazy, crazy world. It generally made me want to like never scroll, like not even bother scrolling on TikTok anymore. We're gonna be bullet today, yes. Y'all know the drill, man. If we see, hold on, should we run it back? To be honest, all-time high is not really in the scope. It's mostly on ES that it's in the scopes. I mean, it's only 120 points, bro. It's in the scopes. Ethiopian Jets. I'll listen to that off stream. I can't listen to. I'm also live on YouTube, and I think YouTube will like put a copyright thing on my live stream. Let's get YM open. I don't want to see no funny business from YM, bro. I want to see a regular YM. Check the daily candles. I have checked the daily candles, but I don't mind checking them again. Nothing changes for me. Same game plan. Monday is low of week until we shift, and I don't think we've shifted yet. We're also all-time high in the scopes, so I don't even need to look at the daily chart. At least on ES. Maybe not NQ. Maybe not NQ, but ES is in the scopes. We shoot for it. You know the drill. Change contract. I'm on the continuing contract, so it doesn't really affect me much. No, but isn't it the third? It's supposed to be the third Friday of the month, no? Amen. Amen. Watch, bro. Are you live on YouTube yet? I'm always live on. I go on live YouTube and then TikTok next. Thank you, Yoshi. Yoshi's a real one, guys. Yoshi's a real one. So I never say anything though, but I don't want people to give me money, man. But Yoshi always comes in here and sends me like, I think it's 15. First one was 20 or something. But yo, Yoshi always be coming in here saying shit. Appreciate you, bro. Yoshi, do you still think Hive Week is set? Still possible. Where's New Day opening gap? That's the real question. Maybe Yoshi trades to make. Nah, Yoshi's goated, bro. Yoshi's goated. No doubt. No doubt. You just wait to mark end dog or just go back to the candle here? Take that little trick that I always do. That way you can easily see the two candles that you need to see. Closing price, end dog low, sorry, end dog high. Opening price, sorry, closing price and then opening price, end dog high. We can use that level. We did trade into it on CPI. We might actually reverse from this, but man, if EF doesn't take all-time highs, I'm calling rigged, bro. I gotta trade Zella account. Very good plot. Bro, trade Zella is goaded, bro. I love trade Zella. What do you recommend is easiest proper? That's Alpha Futures. Or Funded Next. 3 wins, all you need. No buffer required, no minimum days, just 40% consistency, so you can do it in 3 days. Trading while traveling? I don't know. When I went on vacation, I pretty much traded every single day. I'm 22 years old, brother. What's your opinion on yesterday? I actually ran a test. You guys want to hear something crazy? So, yesterday was a part of 2% of days. 2% of days where in the first 3 hours of trading, we don't take out the opening range high or low. Ain't that crazy, bro? Ain't that crazy? I do look at 90-minute charts sometimes. Rarely, though, but sometimes. We'll cover bias at 9:26. Yeah, man, yesterday we were into such a nice trade. It really was a nice trade. I could have managed better if I'm being honest. I've already reviewed all that though, so we don't even need to get into. We don't even got to get into all that. Don't even gotta get into all that. What time do you wake up? Today I woke up at 8:29. Usually I wake up at 8:45. I genuinely wake up 30 minutes before market open. I wash my hair, make a small breakfast, make tea, hop on live. We're ready. Synthetics, no idea. I didn't set my alarm. I just woke up before my alarm. Where will it go when open? Don't you think that information would be a little bit too OP, brother? I feel like that information would be a little bit too OP, my brother. I do have a discount code for Alpha. And in fact, if you use my code, please send me a message on Discord so I can add you into the giveaway. I'm giving away 2 advanced accounts. We'll probably announce the winners tomorrow. That way, because I want to announce the winners before the end of September so that they can actually take advantage of the no activation fee. You know? I don't want to give away an advanced account. I don't want to give away an advanced account. Someone gets it and they have to pay an activation fee. That would just suck. So we'll do the giveaway winner Friday or Monday. We'll see. All right. Yeah, it was actually longer than an hour. All right, let's lock in. Let's cover pretty easy game plan, if I'm being honest. I'm gonna start recording the entire trade and posting it on YouTube so people can watch the entire breakdown. For those who missed it live, rather than just posting just clips. I'll post clips, but I'll also record the entire trade because I feel like some people just it's gonna be boring. It's gonna be like because I realize some trades are long, so yeah, it'll be a little boring, but screw those people. Yo, let me put you guys on. Listen, not let me put you guys on. I need you guys to put me on. If you guys play, listen. If you're gonna laugh, I laugh. I don't care. We need 10 individuals who are nasty at Clash of Clans. That's all I'm gonna say. If you're one of 10 individuals who are nasty, hop in the clan, bro. Alright? If you're not that good, I'll be honest, we don't want you. Stay where you are. But if you are good, the link's in Gatie. There is a Clash Royale when it's full. Clash Royale is instantly full, so that shit was tough. You're Talent 17, get your ass in the clan, bro. I don't know what you're doing. Your clan's not there, bro. Trust me. You don't want that one. It's good luck, bro. It's good luck. Trust. Everyone in the Clash of Clans makes money, bro. Someone said, is there a mentorship? I'm asked. Send me a message on Discord, bro. What town hall? I'm not sure. It might be 11. It might be 11, I think. What's your arena? I think I'm like 7,800, like almost 8,000 maybe. Why don't we trade ES if ES follows NQ? They follow each other, brother. They follow the same. Whatever one follows, the other one follows. Right. I'm GatieTrades in the clan. YM a lot of the time does its own thing. Okay, game plan. Pretty similar to yesterday. Game plan. You de-risking today? No. I don't think it's going to be too volatile. I would only de-risk if I saw like a crazy, like the setups would be just really high RR, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen, so should be fine. You guys know my saying. If all-time high is in the crosshairs, we shoot for it, all right? All-time high is simply 100-ish points away. We're shooting for all-time highs. No narrative, in my opinion, is stronger than the narrative that we are making a higher high on the NASDAQ. So we're going to look for all-time highs. If not the NASDAQ, at least the S&P 500, which is literally like 8 points away at 6.565. We're shooting for all-time highs. If it's in the scopes, you'll know I'm aiming for it. I'm not going to long it from here. Is Michael going to start mentorship? I don't know what his exact plan is, but all right, 101. Did you code the chance of hitting it? It's like 1% away. No, I didn't do that. But today I have the day off. My girls may wanna, bro. My girl's running 15 kilometers, bro. Crazy shit. I could never do that shit. Anyways, no, I did not get the chance. But today I'm off. I'm gonna be coding all day, to be honest. So another no life day for me. I'm just gonna be grinding that. All right, Apex accounts are open. You have a life outside of the charts? What are you coding? Just trading probabilities. Guy said you have a life outside of trading. Of course I have a life outside of trading. Coding trading. How'd you learn how to code? I don't. ChatGPT codes for me. I learned how to teach ChatGPT how to code for me. I don't know anything about coding. All right. I'm gonna sign into my brokerage. It's 9:30 open. Okay, we're a little bit behind here. What language? I think Python. I mean, that's what I'm using, so it's probably that, right? But I also, again, I know literally everyone keeps asking me, yo, how did you learn? I didn't learn shit. I asked ChatGPT to learn, and it's giving me what I need. You just gotta talk to ChatGPT. Okay, sign into all the accounts. All right, you guys know the drill. I don't want to minimize chat, but if we want to have a good trading day, I got to minimize chat. Let's lock in. All right, first things first, you should be marking out the opening range. I mean, you don't have to, but I've been running a lot of statistics on opening range gap. Just mark it out. Just take your boy's word for it. If you trade 930 open, just mark out the opening range gap. All right, it'll help you. When I have very clear statistics on it, I'll share some sauce. In the meantime, just mark it out. Okay, ES gonna hit all-time highs here. If it doesn't, I don't know what to say. I'm hoping that the stock market follows. We're up pretty good on some stocks. We're up one. Oh no, I guess it's not 1% anymore. I'm up 0.75% on Nvidia. I'm up 0.9%. I'm up 1% on. Sorry, I'm up 1% on Nvidia. I'm up 1% on Palantir. I'm up 0.75% on Hood. And I'm not even up on it. I'm break even on AMD. Well, I'm up like 0.1%. Lame. Anyways, we'll leave that there. Oh, shoot, I shouldn't have signed into my brokerage because now it's going to sign me out on TradingView. Can I just say, bro, this Apex chart is clean. Like, this is clean, bro. I like this red and white. I don't know. It gives me like, I don't know. I like it. Is that a gap I supposed to be there? All right. We'll keep chat open until first presentation presents itself. If you have a question, we already rolled the winners, did our. I'm not gonna lie to you, and they did all respond. I know someone asked earlier, what does opening range gap do? It's just, it's a fair value gap that forms every day, and it's sensitive to price in the right context and narrative, and it's also a very strong draw. These quadrants are pretty strong draws. What's your bias today? We're looking for longs. I don't know if we're gonna get to be a part of it, but we'll see. What did you study in university? Did it help with trading? It did not do anything. No, it made trading a lot harder, actually. What do you mainly look for first presentation to be valid? Just needs to be after 9:30. Ideally, it forms on both indices. No, we didn't TP yesterday. Can I already cite to Discord streams? Can I already cite? What do you mean to cite? From which candle to draw the org? Regular trading hours, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, opening price. That's anchor 1. Anchor 2 is the settlement price in regular trading hours. So you got to go back. It's going to be your 1614 candle. What did you study so we can avoid it? I studied like exercise science. Just studied exercise science and like working out and health. With a degree in kinesiology and health promotion. How do you probably use first presentation? The same way you would use any level. Align it with your narrative. Have you seen Oracle? Yeah, I've seen Oracle. Is there a limited amount of spots for the Discord? When we start doing the Discord streams, should I make a limited amount of spots? No. I think for the stream itself, no. The streams won't have a limit spot, no. But maybe for the actual like Discord where people, you know, share trades. Any video on how to mark open range gap, and I don't use an indicator, but I do have a video on my YouTube channel. It's like 15 minutes, very easy. I just recommend you'd watch it after this. How many accounts did you blow before becoming profitable? Weird, hard question to answer. I don't know. I never felt like I was unprofitable, if I'm being honest. I felt like I always made more money than I put in. I did blow a lot of accounts. Bro, the fuck is this PA? Brother, it's been 6 minutes, bro. Just give it a chance, bro. How can I enter that Discord is not open yet. I'm gonna open it on day 100 or in December probably. What We're gonna trade good, man. I'm gonna trade the live account there. Everything's gonna be solid. Going on with 13, not bad. Yeah, sometimes I'll trade the live. I have it open here on my phone, whether I execute or not. Bro, on everything, bro. I swear, when ICT trades, he almost like the price action is almost always nice, bro. It's like he knows, bro. What do you mean by first presentation? I'll show you right now because it's about to form. How's your psychology? Same. It's a lot better, if anything. I take it way more serious. You should see my live account journal compared to my funded account journal. The difference is insane. Really? No fair value gap? No issue with the funded next accounts. I'm just waiting on one more person. Actually, now I dealt with the person. I'm waiting on funded next to reply now. They said there was an issue processing one of the accounts, and they wanted to process them all together. It was not yours though. I trade funded and live. There's your first presentation for value gap. Pretty clean one, I would say. Tips on adding positions. The easiest thing you can do, brother, is add a position once you reduce your stop loss so you never open yourself up to more risk. For example, let's say hypothetically you took a trade like this and you're aiming for 50%. Okay? Then you, like, price starts going down, you bring your stop. So see, it's a 20-point stop, and then you bring your stop, let's say you bring it here, you know, from 20 points to 10 points. Well, you can add one more contract now without opening yourself up to more risk. I'll try to use that today. To be honest, I haven't used that in a while. We should start. I'd still use it, even though ES didn't, yeah. What will happen on alpha? If you make profits, they'll probably wipe those profits. But realistically, they'll probably just deny your payout if you request one. So just try your best to not do it, bro. Try your best to not do it. Be straight up with you. All right. Taking out some sell side here. All right, we're gonna minimize chat now so we can really lock in if we need to do something. First presentation set. You know, price is moving. Really, I don't want to see this low get taken, but we could. And I would look for longs from it, if I'm being honest. It happens. Org consequent encroachment is about to be met. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. Would I ever take a protraction model short? That's the real question. If we get a protraction model short, maybe before true day open, maybe. And before 50% org, then maybe. I don't know if it's going to form. It's a tight range. But if it forms, I would actually execute. What's the candle range here? Yeah. I would execute. I don't think we'll get it. It's like not only do I need a protraction model, I need a protraction model with a good enough risk to reward that I can manage the position. By the time it trades into here and closes there, yeah, I really don't know. I mean, unless we just held runners and hoped, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Unfortunately, it's forming on ES. Yeah, there's no point. You could take it like this. I'm not gonna take that trade. I'm just gonna wait. Assuming it closes below, you could view this as a bearish order block. The bearish OB here. I want to change this. I don't like this color for my OBs. I like blue. Like, I'd expect this to hold. Actually, maybe. I mean, it formed on NQ. There's 50% opening range gap. There's true day open. You know, we're getting into somewhat of a discount. I think there's a 5-minute, yeah, small 5-minute in there. Looks like NQ might take out the sell side here. So we might wait for that. We'll see. I am bullish. I'm still bullish. That hasn't changed. Just because I think price is gonna go down doesn't mean I'm still overall bullish. I'm still primarily looking for longs. No, I'm still bullish. Ideally, I'm looking, but I just wouldn't be. I wouldn't mind if I can get a protraction model to here or here or here. I wouldn't mind that trade. It's still a high probability trade. Just understanding what the immediate draw is. Looks like this is the immediate draw. True day open. I want to see this inverse. One thing I don't like is ES didn't really trade into a key level. Can we get a CISD? And if so, what's the risk on that? 32.60. 1R. Previous day high is 1.3. Do that wick. This might speed up lower, in my opinion. The sensitivity there when it touches the OB. I think this might speed up lower. It touched open range at 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes to 50%. I actually ran a statistic. How often does it reach the next quadrant after the first touch of the quadrant? Weird number, I know, weird number. But I have that number. I forget what it was. It's interesting. So if the gap is, which today's gap is 106 points, it would land in this category. 27%. Well, that's in 5 minutes. Interesting. Oh, 0.5 to 70. 27% in 5 minutes. Around 45% in 10 minutes. So around half of the time after first touch here, usually we get, you know, a 75%. Interesting. Although there's not that many numbers like that. Not that many days. The data size is small compared to most. Yes, formed an order block there. When we get closure, we don't quite get closure. Oh, we didn't get closure on ES either. See that wick? Didn't close below the body. Yeah, that's no OB. Otherwise, it forms the OB there. And I probably would have shorted to new day opening gap. We got to keep our trigger finger ready today. Last time we missed the entry by a couple seconds because I had to change the contract sizing. It's going to be 30, like say we get a 30-point stop, 30 times 2, 60, 60 times 4 is 240. I mean, yeah, probably a 3 micro trade if I'm being honest on that account. And we can always add in micros. All right, is this the CISD? Although we have to short into a 5-minute, it's still a true day open, 50% org CISD. All right, I'm gonna buy it there. Shoot, I didn't record. Okay, so I'm buying as price trades into the CISD. Didn't I? Right there. I'm treating that as a bullish order block. Oh, I'm signed into a paper trading account, bro. All right, whatever. I'm signed into the wrong account. Anyways, I executed this on my funded. Obviously, I have all my fundeds open on another monitor. Stop loss. You can set it at 911. Oh, that's today is 911 and the stop loss is 911. And we can look for, something pretty extreme there. Hold up. Let me just set all the stops on the actual accounts before I suppose it's probably too late to sign into funded next. Anyways, fine. We executed all the Apex accounts and we're in this trade. So, so the idea is simple, right? We were bullish. Price came down. True day open. 50% opening range gap, and I'm looking for targets here. I'm probably gonna move the stop now that we're already moving higher. I'm gonna move it to 917. The low of this move. Wouldn't want to see that, overlap. So already reducing my risk slightly on this trade. Always a good thing to reduce risk. Do have to be somewhat cautious in here because if we get any signal or any sensitivity, I do want to be cautious. Obviously, we're trading inside that gap. We're about to get first presentation. I'm gonna remove the execution label. Just the arrow is fine. Yeah. Looking at ES all-time highs. We're gonna set it just like yesterday, 6565. Yeah, I know. Get it out. Everyone's gonna say the same thing as yesterday. But 6565 is the main draw for me on the S&P. This gap, ideally that gap stays open. And we'll just set this at 40 or just above. We are getting that retracement now. ES did take out this high here. So there is an SMT. Kind of unfortunate that there's a divergence, but strong narrative, I believe. I believe it to be at least. Yeah, what is this divergence then? How's ES forming a 5-minute OB and then anyways, hopefully they can sync up. We can see NQ move the same as ES. There's kind of a lot of markers here. I'm being honest, it's not the cleanest chart. I think we'll remove the 25% and 70%. Just focus on that 50 org CE. I'm not liking how sensitive it got here. We also never touched first presentation. But anyways, we're trading now into the imbalance here. So let's clean up the chart. And I take that. 50% of that, you want to see sensitivity right there. And if we actually get an expansion higher here, I can bring my stop to this, what I view as an intermediate term low. People keep asking me to make a video on advanced market structure. This low, I'd expect to be safe until we take up the high, at least. At least. So, anyone who shorted from the morning, their stops are here. Anyone who short this, right? Stops are there. And we're looking for that as a... unfortunately, I'm going to be honest. Like, ES is going to take all-time highs here. We're probably going to have to break even and just hope that NQ continues to expand. ES taking all-time highs, not good. Let me just say, ES is, what is that? 332. ES is taking, ES is 2 points. What is this grammar, bro? So I'm watching that because we might get sensitivity once ES reaches that price level. What is YM? What? Where's this energy on NASDAQ, bro? Wait, that's a 50-minute chart? Okay, fine. Sure. Need that sensitivity on NASDAQ. Anyway, I like the trade that we're in. What's the size on that stop? Yeah, around 30 points, what we calculated it for it to be. So working inside this fair value gap still. Consolidation, it's fine. You know, I'm hoping ES can just slow down a little bit, and it looks like ES takes all-time highs. Okay. At this point in time, it's not easy. I'm gonna be honest, it's not easy. We're gonna watch for sensitivity. I may have to close the trade early. I'm not sure what's gonna happen now that ES takes all-time highs. You know, I'm not just gonna jump the gun and put the stop break even, but I might do it now, honestly, inside first presentation, and I'm gonna do that right there. I'm not the type to just put the stop at break even, but I do not want to open myself up to any more risk. Not when a major objective is met like that. So if we can get the inversion of first presentation, it wouldn't be a bad stop anyways. There we do get the inversion of first presentation actually. So I'm hoping we can see a run to the AM high right there. You can see ES kind of displaced so far, no sensitivity, but that's what I'm watching for. Opening range gap high. Can we get above that? Are we going to fall back to 25% of the opening range gap, or are we just going to displace through? Are we going to get an easy run to the AM high? Are we going to stay in the upper portion? Or are we going to fill that in? Are we going to close back in? You know, stuff like that will just give me good information on the, you know, the potentialness, I don't say the potentialness, the probabilities or whatever you want to call it of this trade. So we do trade back all the way to first presentation. I'm viewing this as an immediate rebalance. I'm hoping that we can stay above, but it looks like we may be falling short here. We did inverse. See, our stop covers the low of that inversion. So our stop is pretty strong, you know. Obviously, it's to cover any risk, but it's a pretty strong stop loss. It's not, you know, random at all. We hit 3-minute inversion here. I don't want to see the low get traded. So we're actually, you know, even covering that plus some, if I'm being honest. See that sensitivity in the body? That's what I like to see in first presentation. Now that we traded through it and through it, I want to see expansion higher, especially now that we're inside the macro. And we're finishing off that first 30-minute window. Finishing off that first 30-minute window, I want to see if we can close pretty bullish. Closing bullish would mean closing above the opening range gap high. So if we can close above the opening range gap high in the first 30 minutes, I'm going to run that stat actually. I'm going to write that down. If we can close above opening range gap high within the first 30 minutes, how often do we... like, if the 10 a.m. candle opens above opening range gap high, how often do we continue higher? I would argue, somewhat pretty strongly, if I had to guess. So now we have 3 wicks into first presentation. The bodies are nice in that, respecting the 50% level. Not seeing the follow through, that's the main issue. Okay, so we are seeing some follow through now. Look at ES, right? ES making higher highs above all-time high. That's good, right? Maybe we can see AM high reached here on the Nasdaq at the very least. I don't know why it's not letting me set a sell stop, bro. Let me set my sell stop. They don't want me to set stop loss. Of all the orders, I get a sell limit, a buy stop. Why would I want a buy stop down there? This price was stupidness. Anyways, see how we closed above opening range gap high? I like that. I actually do like that. I think we'll lock in some profits here at 960, which is the intermediate term low, 955 candle. So we're going to bring the stop to that low. Yeah, we're kind of choking the position, but really don't want to see it get there. And again, there's already the SMT. We're all getting a lot of sensitivity back into first presentation. Don't want to see a lower low at this point in time, That's all, basically, I'm saying. Don't want to see a lower low at this point in time. And we might get it, but we'll see. Is it stop correct? Yeah, 950. 959.75. Yeah, that's good. So still working inside first presentation. I want to see us close above here on this candle. That would be a pretty good sign. Watching the opening range gap high level. Why is it teasing us so hard? Like it's perfectly wicking it. Hey, we closed above. I wonder if that has any significance. I don't know. Wasn't looking good there for a couple of seconds, but we got the job done. 10 a.m. open. We expect the new range to get put in, right? We could make a low, below this one. Whatever. If price wants to do this, okay, well then I'll re-enter the trade. No biggie. No biggie for me. Why can't we be like YM? Why has NQ always got to be the slow one? Everything else is printing insane higher highs right now. I bet you Nvidia is also printing insane higher highs. Never mind. Nvidia is literally dumping. Oh my. Never mind. Take that back. But like YM is super bullish. ES is super bullish. NQ? NQ can't even get above the morning high. Even though all the signatures are good though. The signatures are good in here. Not even the morning high, huh? Watching the body here. See how it's closing below 50%? Now it's respecting the upper quadrant. Yeah, those are not good signs. I mean, I'm not going to touch the position because, well, I like where my stop's defined. But it very well could sweep us out. And then we'll just look for a re-entry, you know? Just look for a re-entry. If it presents it to us. If it doesn't present it to us, well, ES is still making higher highs now. So is YM. Everything else is so bullish. You'd expect the other ones to start consolidating and then NASDAQ to start pumping so that it can catch up. If these guys keep going up and NASDAQ's not moving, it's kind of more likely that the other ones will, start turning around. Something's got to give, basically. I think we're probably going to be terminated here. Just plus 10 points. Closing below first presentation there. We haven't moved much to the upside of 10 a.m. candle. So there's still room for higher. Even if it's not bullish, or even if it's not a previous day's high. There's still room for higher. And that's what I like about this trade. But we got to find, we have to take a re-entry. We did close below first presentation. Now we're working back above. Nothing clean in this price action, similar to yesterday. We do close above the opening range gap high. I'd want to see first presentation use this support here, but if I'm being honest, I don't have much conviction. So we'll just wait and see. I want to see a closure above 10 a.m. Like if we can get above this high, I think we should be safe for AM and maybe even previous day's high. If Nasdaq can start moving higher, I'll see the S&P and the YM start consolidating. That's a good sign that Nasdaq will pick up the pace. Right now, it's not doing much. If I'm being honest. I'm gonna assume there's no imbalance in that price range. It's all balanced out. Yeah. So we'll see. I'm looking at this high. Five minutes more in the macro. But didn't the same thing happen yesterday? Like we get such a good entry, and then Nasdaq just does nothing. Like we're spending 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 13 minutes inside the first presentation, while the other indices spent 13 minutes moving higher. Just asking for a little bit of love, a little bit of ease. I haven't hit like a nice, easy take profit. You know, like just a nice, simple, like, I don't want no partial winner or partial loser. Just, I want to sprint. Just want one sprint. Boost the, I don't even know what it's called. Who cares? Anyways, the other indices are making higher highs. Actually, YM starting to fall lower. ES is still making higher highs. Looks like we will get the AM high there. And that's going to be one. I clicked the button, bro. I swear I did. Is he going to mess up my executions? I'm taking a partial here. I knew it was going to mess it up. Anyway, on Apex, it was all clean, so no stress. The Apex partial was fine, if anyone was wondering. So, took off one position there. Simply due to the fact that I don't know if we're going to get above previous day's high. So, I want to lock in something. I do want to lock in something. Simple as that, right? Do want to lock in at least something. And now we just see, you know, do we get an easy knife through butter, taking out everything here? I'd assume so. I'm going to put my stop to the most recent 15-minute candle low, 961.5. And we're just going to see, you know, do we get speed to previous day's high? Because that's the next objective. This should be only one partial, by the way. I only took one partial on my actual accounts. Previous day's high, the next level. And I'll show you something interesting here that we can try to snipe. Take the entire opening range. Take the deviations. Negative 0.25. On days that move higher, negative 0.25 is strong. Strong draw. It gets hit. This should be right there. Right? Is that the highest high? Yes, it is. I would have preferred to, you know, snipe a partial at 0.25 if I'm being honest. Say we snipe a partial at 0.25 and we get all-time highs, that's 50, 100. As opposed to, yeah, it's not easy. Clean up the chart a bit. Macro's going to be over in 3 seconds. Or, sorry, 50 seconds. Let's see what chat's saying. I'm going to open up chat. Why were you bullish? Like I said, all-time high in the scopes, we shoot for it, man. Pretty simple narrative. How much you make VHRTP? Across all my accounts and my live account, or across this one right here. Need more specifics. Fill me in. Fill you in, brother. This is long gone, bro. I'm gonna be honest. What you mean fill me in? I entered with 4 micros on my Apex accounts. Sorry, 3 micros. 3 micros on my Apex accounts. You know, I'm back. Took the same trade up big. Nice. Well, yes, hit first presentation. I feel like I'm away for entry / rebalance. In my personal opinion, if this doesn't rip now, I don't see these price levels being hit. But you could look for it. You could definitely look for it. Is there a 2-minute gap in there? Nah. Yeah, I don't like that speed that we're seeing right now. If it gives me a chance to get out with a better fill, I probably will. If it gives me a chance, I will. Otherwise, I'll just let it hit the level. If it starts to like trade higher, anywhere like here, I'll close there. There's a lot of sensitivity, a lot of speed, a lot of displacement off. I don't think my stop is, is safe. We got the full CISD. Pretty much invalidates the immediate draw. I'm watching for sensitivity. And let me focus on the Apex accounts. I want to get that closure better than this one. I don't really care about this. So I'm hovering to close. My trigger finger is ready, and I'm watching for sensitivity. All right, I'm just gonna terminate. I'm gonna terminate there. I don't like that. We got the CISD off the AM high. No significant follow through where we should have seen it. I'd rather terminate there and see if we can get a re-entry opportunity. So we didn't get much out of that trade, but we did our job. Is there any level that we can significantly retrace to? Nah, there's not. What is this 15-minute chart, bro? Okay, now we wait and see. I don't want to make any rash decisions right now. I'm not going to say this is bearish. All-time high is still in the scopes. We didn't get 0.25, which is interesting. The issue here, there's nothing. It's not like there's a fair value gap in here or anything. It's just our stop loss. The immediate draw, the next, the next short-term high or low or imbalance is our stop loss. So I like that closure. I got a pretty good fill, 976. I guess we'll just see now. Not liking how choppy it's getting in here. So we'll simply wait and see. I'm gonna check the stocks, stock market. Hood looks good. AMD is moving lower. Pound. The main Nasdaq stocks are not bullish. Interesting. Really gonna sign me on my broker every single time I switch tabs? That's so annoying. Yeah, I'm thinking this might start moving lower. Oh shoot, let me end the recording. I just wish there was a level here that I could, actually trust. Maybe on ES. 15-minute gap. How many minutes do I need? 30 seconds? All right, we can wait for that. 15-minute gap on ES. We'll wait for that. See if we get anything from there. Still bullish, and I don't want to necessarily say this is bearish. I'm not sure if we take this low or not, but now we'll clean up the chart here. I'll keep up the macro. Anything we use in the trade, so we'll mark out the order block here. Keep that annotated. We use first presentation, obviously, on the AM buy side. Like the dashed line. Anyway, so I'm looking for ES to trade into the 15-minute gap, which would be 570, this low. And we use that in reference with with Nasdaq. So if we can get something like this on the S&P, if you can see my second monitor or my second chart on the right, then maybe we can use that as a confluence for Nasdaq. Simply maybe retracing to optimal trade entry of this price range, or short-term discount or something. It looks like this. All I know is I'm excited to code today. The video's in the red. Stock market's red. Nasdaq just does not want to make an all-time high. Just keeps poking around. It's kind of a red flag. Like, all the stocks are bearish, so. Well, YM is so bullish, so it's a weird situation. Anyways, we're waiting for the 15 on ES. It could be Turtis. I'll have chat open for a bit here while we wait for ES, because if ES doesn't tap the 15, I'm going to be honest, we're not executing a trade, so we're going to wait. Pretty easy thing to wait for. Gatie, look at AMP. What's AMP? You see the 4 hour busy 237, that's in front of the queue before we go to all time highs. Possibly. Gatie, look at AMP. Is that a stock? I mean, I'm not going to buy any more stocks. This? Bro, what the hell is this, man? Selling short. Good luck, bro. Tell us how you code. Bro, just ask ChatGPT. I promise you, every single little thing I learned from ChatGPT. Nothing I use with my own. You just need to have a conversation with ChatGPT. That's all. Can you tell me all the levels and all the concepts you use in your strategy? I have a full video on this. What do you code and how does it make you profit? You do coding? I shouldn't leak this shit, man. See, now I'm going to get so many questions. Do I do coding? No, I ask ChatGPT. Well, that's not it says everything wrong when I tell him to code. Yes, you gotta you gotta check everything. You have to define the terms. ChatGPT is good at writing scripts. It's not good at knowing exactly what you need to know. Consolidating in a funded account, any advice? Yes, that's a pretty good place to be. All you have to do is figure out something very minor that you do in your trades that you could do to increase your profits or reduce your stops. Or just choose one, if it's too hard to do both. Choose one. Just focus on reducing some stops. Keep your profits the same. You don't have to make more. You just got to figure out a way that you can, find a pattern that repeats in your losing trades to somehow you can lose less. I would take 800 rapid. I would take 800 right away and then just go again, yeah. I learned from ICT. I would take this as an order block, but there's no fair value gap in there, so I can't. And the reason I would like to take this is because I know ES is likely to reach this 15-minute gap. So I know I can cover some pretty good risk reward there, but I feel like I just can't pass this eval this week. Don't pass this week then. Don't use ChatGPT, use Gemini. I don't know. ChatGPT's been doing pretty good for me, so I'm just gonna keep using it. I bought like the plus one, so how do you have confidence in your positions? Find the right entries, but I'm not confident. How do I have confidence? Just because I've seen it so many times, my brother. If you saw it as many times as I did, you'd also have the same confidence. Any advice for someone? Yeah, there's my advice. What are you coding? I'm coding probabilities in my trading model to find really strong edges. Daddy, if I want to choose one more firm for futures, what firm would you say I go for? Your top one. I already have my funded. Alpha Futures is my number one firm, personally. I think payouts are very easy, and that's nice. Why is it so bad today? It's not that bad. I mean, I would argue this long is nearly 8 plus right here. Although it sucks, it didn't give us much to work with. Seems like every trade just fizzled out. I mean, what was that? 1.25 R? Probably not even 1 R after the... I think we got around 1 R on that trade, right? 450. Yeah, a little more than 1 R. How did I make more than 1 R? That doesn't make sense. 3 micros? I don't know. Around 1.25 R on that trade for me on the Apex accounts. How do you... I just copy trade them. On Tradeovate, I have 5. And then on my phone, I use my live account. Yo. Version FEG, eh? Which one did you take? Hold on. Which one is that? Valid, bro. Hey, man, I don't know if you're watching this, but valid, bro. Alright, we're just waiting for ES to reach the 15. Nothing to do until then. Oh, while we're at it, let's Oh, I gotta keep the executions up though. Man, fuck, whatever. Who cares? Anyways, just waiting. This would be a really nice order block. Is ES really not gonna touch? This is a tricky situation if I'm being honest. I mean, ES traded into the 5-minute gap. This OB would just be so nice if I'm being honest. Like this OB forms, we close above first presentation, back above opening range gap high. We have a clean run there. And then previous day's high is 2.5. I really want to see ES touch 15-minute gap though. I really want to see ES. ES could just do me a solid. NASDAQ stay where you are. ES come down. And then both move up. Beautiful. Exactly what I would want to see right now. Why is everything so bullish except NQ? Like look at ES just will not move down. YM will not move down. I'm worrisome that, well, not worried, but I get the intuition that ES is probably going to start spooling lower. Just because the fact that it's consolidating here and NQ is going lower. I feel like NQ is going to drag the other two with it. Although I'm still going to remain bullish. We're literally above all-time highs. So there's really not much bearish about this in terms of the S&P. I mean, really, how much more bullish can you get than literally making the highest high of all time? Like that's as bullish as one can be. Like max bullish. It's not the best place to entry. Yeah, I stream every day, bro. I've been streaming every day for almost a year and a half. I've been live every day for almost a year and a half. Why is everyone saying LFG, bro? What's going on? My monthly revenue? Don't worry about that, brother. This is a slight win. I'm up 1.25 R on my Apex accounts. Not major. 1 R, really. 1 R. It's going to top like yesterday. Let's give it a chance, bro. I still believe we can go for data lows today. It's possible. Maybe on NQ. I don't know. Why don't you take sells once we took highs? You will not find me shorting all-time highs. I'll sit here and wait for a potential long or not trade. I'm not going to be the guy who shorts all-time highs. I've been through that many times. Hey, bro, can you how much lot you use on your real account? I'm trading anywhere between, usually my trades are like 2 to 3 micros. If it's small candles, 4, 5. It's almost always 2 or 3. Sometimes I'll add, but it's almost always 2 or 3 micros on my live account. Until I deposit more. Kirk's stats is very upsetting. Is Apex harder to pass than Alpha? Harder to pass? Nah. Apex not too hard to pass. You just gotta go for it in one trade. If you gave me 10 Apex and 10 Alpha, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, like I'm full porting the Apex account. I'm not even gonna waste more than one trading session, bro. How do you calculate lot size? US, I'm talking about MT5. I have no idea how to calculate lot size. Your best bet, bro, just ask ChatGPT. To be honest, it's pretty quick. Bro started reading my comments and stopped. Wait, really? I did that? Oh, that one? Yeah, bro. I'm not saying that word, bro. What do I look like? What do you think about the 15-minute orb strategy? Never tested it. I don't know. I could test it. I could run a 15-year backtest in about 5 minutes and let you know how good it is. 3-minute FEG under. Yeah, I know it's there. How much should I go for payout? Why are you asking me? How do you run those? Targeting data low, what do you think's possible? How do you do this kind of backtesting? I use Python. Have you befriended any new Indians in your city? I'm gonna be honest, bro. I've had the same 3 friends. I'll probably have the same 3 friends for a very long time when it comes to in real life. Hey, bro, I have a question about daily profiles that you mentioned last week. What's your question, brother? How much sounds good on a 50K account? Anything more than what you paid for the account, I guess that's probably the minimum, right? How much is a 50K account? Alpha futures like what? 200 bucks. Just make your payout more than 300. Anything more than that, no one can say shit, right? It's MNQ for micros, yes. Do your friends also trade? None of them trade. Become a programmer? That would be a pretty big waste of time for me, but I tried using ChatGPT to code my strategy too, but I make hella mistakes. It makes a lot of mistakes. You have to like talk to it a lot. You have to keep telling it like, this is exactly what I want at this exact time with these exact terms and these exact definitions. Do this, 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 and then double check and prove it to me that you did this. Otherwise, it's gonna suck. OST a combine, bought a new one. I made 1,200 on it. Then I made 365 my funder. Should I call it? Sounds pretty solid, bro. Are you profitable? I mean, I would say so. How long do you usually trade for? My session almost always ends. If I'm not in a trade going into 11, I'll end the session. What platform do you use for backtesting with Python? Python. I use Python. I upload all the data into Python and then I just ask it questions using script. Where do you post your code in then? In Python. How often do you get payouts? I say I'd average one a month because some months I get multiple, some months I don't get any. I'll be straight up. Some months I don't get any. But sometimes we get multiple. I do have a video on PM session. I have a video on how I trade PM session, not a video on general speaking PM session characteristics. Cut under small winning day. Nice, bro. Slow and steady. Just keep it slow and steady. The closer you get. The number one issue is everyone's slow and steady towards their payout until it's their last day. And they think they only have one day left to get the payout. You did 4 winning days. You can get one more. Take it slow. Can you look at gold? Can I long? You can always long if you want. Are you asking what would I do? Anything like this, if it forms, yeah. I'd long over short probably. That low's probably not going to get taken. That's what I would require. My OBS disconnected for a split second there, but I think it's fine. JBP, JPY. Alright, this is the last thing we're looking at. Oh, bro, if these lows don't get taken, I'll be flabbergasted. Ain't nothing more clean than that, bro. Ain't nothing more clean than that. Man, lame people. You know what's sad, bro? Like, on Monday and Tuesday, I was like, okay, minus 0.5R. We manage our risk. PPI and CPI is coming. It's all good. Bro, lame ass PPI and CPI, bro. I was so excited. I mean, I wasn't so excited, but usually these are great days. Usually I get, really nice trades, nice high risk to reward setups. Not even saying I always win on these days. I'm just saying usually the setups that form offer really good potential, Like this one. This offered a lot of potential, man. Previous day's high. You don't see shorts? Nah. Whether I see short, I would not, me personally, I would not short. ES is trading at all-time highs. Not a single human being could convince me to look for a short if ES is trading at all-time highs. I'd rather just let it go down. I'll take another trade another day. There's be more opportunities with higher confluence and probability. It could, and you know what? Maybe it's not a bad trade because the risk reward is not bad. It'd be a long way. Sure, it's possible. Tesla's ripping as in like up. Oh my days! Why can't Nvidia do that? Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for another trade. I'm waiting for ES to trade into the 15-minute gap, and if we can get that, I think ES can get another run above this high, and hopefully, if all is good, then Q can also run. Gaddy, why am I pretty? Gaddy, I'm pretty new. Could you explain to me what potentially could be the reason for such choppy P on these high impact news? You want my honest opinion? I think the market is just holding for the next FOMC. I don't know. I don't know what the reason is, but if someone had to ask me, based on everything I know and my knowledge now, next week's FOMC is going to be very, very volatile. And I feel as if a lot of big baller players are simply waiting for that. You know? I feel like I would. If I had millions of dollars to work with and I knew that shit was coming, I'd probably wait. But that's just me. That's what I would do. I don't know if that's what they're doing. So that's my interpretation. Still, for a CPI, this is pretty lame. I'm gonna be honest. The video is green. There's no trade here. Really? 5-minute gap there? Even if I took this setup, just look at the risk to reward, man. I mean, there's no way. Even best case scenarios 2R. Now there's an SMT. So, nothing for us yet. They're not making it easy. Hmm. It's lame. Yeah, this is lame. But it is what it is. We wait. If we can get something like this, I'll still long. Something like this would be like A plus or close to it. We're gonna form a nice 5 minutes, so I guess we can just wait and see. Remember I said 0.25, always a strong draw. There's 0.5, opening range. That'll make the chart a little bit cleaner. Like, what a nice run. Where was this run when we had an A plus setup? Like just one-sided. Are we going straight to previous day's high? Lame, man. Lame stuff. I guess this is a protraction model. I can't really complain. But the risk reward is not there for me. It's not. It's not the breaker here. Maybe stop at the breaker. We could have made a better argument for this trade. pretty hindsight though. Pretty hindsight. Opening range gap 50% comes in at 924. And that comes in at 93950. 93950. Just making my annotations later for my journal, so it's nice and clean. If we can get a retracement protraction model, I will execute. Whether we get there before previous days high or not, I'm not really sure. But we'll just wait and see. So like I said, if we can get something like this, I will execute long, target previous days high. Because in the 1 second chart there was an A++. Yeah, that's what it was. ES was above all-time highs, that's why I took a partial here. They're really not going to give us anything? We've been looking for this run for so long, like for days now. I guess if you look at the 5 minutes, pretty clear. 10 minutes, pretty clear as well. This thing might be gone, boys. I'm here though. We'll see. As long as I can get it before previous day's high. We can get it before previous day's high. How do I mark our equilibrium? Use the Fibonacci tool. There was an opportunity. I mean, I saw the OB here. We talked about that setup. Maybe. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of hindsight. But I can't say that the model didn't form. You stop at the most recent. It's just the risk reward. Like, that's 1R. And previous day's high is, I guess, 2.6. But final TP would be all-time highs on the NASDAQ. I think we just missed it, but I don't know. We'll see. There's still time. 10:50 macro, 10 more minutes or 9 more minutes. Maybe we can get a retracement before we run previous day's high or run all-time highs. If you remove the wicks, it'll look a lot clearer. Look. pretty decent price action. I don't think I could not have anticipated this run. You know why I hesitate on this setup? Because it was so choppy yesterday, and it was so choppy in here, that there's no way I can trust this order block, you know? In my mind, I see this, and it's just likely to continue. But in reality, it's a pretty good setup. I mean, we hit ORC 25%. We hit discount of this range. We inverse first presentation again. And it's going into 1030 open. That's like, for me, not A+, but it's solid, you know? Would I go back and take it? No, I don't know. I don't think I ever take that trade, but it's a good thing to put in your journal, I think. You know? Like, I was hesitant based on the fact that I thought it would continue to consolidate until it was very clear. You gotta find some new market makers. Hire some new guys, bro, because these guys just suck. You guys suck. Look at you guys. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, plus the volume imbalance. Where's the efficient price delivery, huh? Where? I thought you guys were supposed to offer efficient market delivery. This does not look efficient to me. To me, looks like there's a buy-side imbalance in here, and it was not fair. There was no fair value offered, you know? So someone gotta send a complaint or something. Because you guys are meant to offer fair value, and your boy is getting zero fair value right now. That's all I'm gonna say. Yep, that's what I said. And I'm gonna be honest, it's a really hard thing to do. Like, maybe even impossible to do, you know? Can I really stay so objective to the fact, like, I see this and I'm like, yeah, it's a good setup? I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't take this setup. You know, I'm just saying that now because it played out. But how many times does it fail, you know? You could argue this setup at 1017 also formed and also failed. You know, same exact protraction model that I have, short-term low. It also failed. So, maybe you can argue that. It's a breaker MIDI, yeah. But so is, never mind, that one is not. Yeah, I see the breaker. The breaker's nice in here, but I still can't. I personally still can't. I don't think I ever trust that. So accumulation, distribution, accumulation. Better than yesterday. Yesterday was accumulation, manipulation, accumulation. At least there's legs. I mean, at least we caught something, man. Can I really complain? I think arguably we took the best entries anyone could have taken today. So, I mean, this one's not bad too, for being honest. Really, I mean, this, yeah. I don't know, we'll see. It's almost a 1050 macro. If we can just, I don't care if it plays out. I just want an opportunity, you know? Like, just give me the chance. Give me the probability, you know? A probability. I think there's a nice 5-minute in there. 10 minutes probably forming. It's going to be a nice 10-minute. All right, we have 5 minutes for the 1050 macro. It forms in 10 minutes. Or sorry, 5 minutes. It would be just so kind. Make it easy on me. It's like we got to work overtime for these trades now. You know? Got to work overtime for these trades. I haven't traded PM in a while. I'd rather spend the time working on my probability testing, to be honest. But I got to start using the 1R. But I honestly haven't traded the 1R model in a while. That was doing really good for us. Maybe that's why my equity curve looks flat. Because I stopped trading the 1R model. I suppose so many wins. We won so many trades in that model with the first 2 months. We were just cashing 1R like every day. Okay. We see our first down candle. 5-minute gap. If this forms an OB, would they make me take that, bro? No, I can't. I can't take that trade, man. I'm gonna be honest. It's too high up. It's too high up. I want to see this. If we can get this, I don't want to hesitate, but I also don't want to have fun. I don't want to take a bad trade. If we can get like a nice leg like this, where I can more trust the intermediate term low because it's in discount or at least more discounted than this. Then we execute. That's our signal. Okay. A lower leg. I like that. Don't go too low. Because 10-minute fair value gap forming in 2 minutes. And I would like to use that. I like that 10-minute fair value gap. A lot of people don't look at the 10-minute time frame, but I personally really like it. I personally really like it. Especially when you have like the macro, 10 minutes before the candle close. I wonder why it's not 15 minutes before the candle close. Who knows? See if that stays open or not. I'd anticipate it too. But it wouldn't really allow me to form a high probability entry off of it. So 10-minute gap. Okay, 1 minute 30 seconds. I'd say our annotations are pretty clean. And these opening prices, they make price like look how much cleaner it's without it. Oh my days, the chart is so crispy clean. But then you put it and it's just like, ooh, these dotted lines. Like, what do I do about that? Nothing. Do I just pay attention to the 10 a.m. open and not mark it? Do I ever actually look at them? I feel like besides True Day Open and New York, I don't. Like, is it cleaner if I just take off 10 a.m. and 10:30? Still not clean. I'm gonna be honest. It's still not clean. You gotta just take it off completely. Then it's just crisp, This situation happens a lot. We may form the protraction model, and right when we form the protraction model, a higher time frame fair value gap opens lower. It would be a lot easier for us if the next candle swept this low, because then we don't have to worry about the 10-minute fair value gap. I don't want to have to put my stop at a brand new higher time frame fair value gap, especially when there's equal lows right here with the 5-minute. So, I mean, it's an easy situation, right? If it goes up without you, you just got to decide, is it worth the risk? So see, like right now, 10-minute fair value gap formed. It's right there. Sorry, I'll move these markers. It's right there, 10-minute gap. But technically, if we close above this body right here, that's my model. That's a bullish order block, So, troublesome situation, you could argue. But we just wait, I'd rather take that higher probability setup, obviously, so. Nice. It looks like we'll get that leg. Okay. So the 10-minute gap. We'll just mark this. Keep it simple on us. It's the upper portion of the 10-minute gap. See that 10-minute this 1-minute gap? Why is this one important? Because it's in the upper portion of the 10-minute gap. So if we're bullish, we don't want to see 50%, right? Now we could see this order block right here get hit. you know, this price range. Sure, it can touch that. But really, it should be, you know, staying in the upper portion. So anything lower than this is kind of a red flag. So we'll see if we get that sensitivity. This would be the order block I'm looking to execute off of. And I think the risk reward would be pretty good. 15 points for 30 points. Yeah, I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this dig too deep. Already closing up pretty deep. So, in fact, we could execute this inversion. Traction plus. We'll just mark the blue lines. We could even execute this inversion if we wanted to. It would meet my criteria. If it doesn't form, then obviously we have to look up. Anyways, slam this to 10, slam this to 4, actually maybe even 5 micro, 15 times 30. 30 points, the $30 stop, 30 times 5. What's 30 times 5? 150, right? Hold on, if we have a 15 point stop, well, it wouldn't be 15 points now, but let's say we got a, yeah, it's $30, 30 times 10 is 100. Yeah, so I could do a 5 micro on this one. Anyways, opening range gap high. We're getting really deep into that 10-minute. Don't like that. Really, I want to see it close above this. Any lower is kind of a red flag. Trading back to that original OB. So 15-minute immediate rebalance. So really, you know, I don't want to be seeing much more. See how the 1-minute OB here is just a 15-minute immediate rebalance? That kind of stuff always occurs. So pretty cool, I guess. I don't know. All right, looks like we may get an execution here if we can follow through. The gap's quite large, so you know we could always wait for something like this. Even if we got something like that, it's still a 17-point stop for 37. We'll probably execute this if I'm being honest. Trust the higher time frame narrative. Trust the 1050 macro. We get the retracement before the macro. You know, you anticipate the run higher going into the macro. So we'll see if we get the closure here. Then we can you know, qualify the trade. We'll see if we get it. We've already taken one execution from this order block, covered AM high, fell short of previous day's high. Now we're gonna, you know, potentially try again. Same narrative, except this time in the 1050 macro interval. And we just need to see the confirmation with the candle closure. Right now, 2 wicks through, not clean, but the narrative's still strong. 15-minute immediate rebalance with this high here. And then we have the opening range gap being touched there as well. So now we just wait, see if we get that confirmation. We could make a lower low, that's fine. We could touch first presentation. Then if we come back above here, to me that's very high probability. If we're able to undo that speed on the opposite, it would just engineer more liquidity here to me. That's how I view that. So make this very simple. I could view this as a bullish order block if we can get price above. Small S&T there. I don't really care about that too much. Right here. If we execute this order block, a 20-point stop. We'll see if we can get that closure above. making a lower low. It's fine. Again, it's going to be a while. Like, unless we invert the 10, nothing's really going to kill this narrative for me. The only thing that would really kill this narrative is if we make a lower low here. As long as we don't make a lower low here, I'll look for longs. Are those triple equal lows? No. ES sweeps the low. I'm going to quickly glance at YM. YM is retracing. So we'll just give it some time. We'll use the inversion marker here a little bit cleaner than the OB. And see if we get that closure. Now we could put a buy stop here. I'd rather wait for a closure. It could get really wicky, and this candle was quick. So we'll just wait, see if ES has a potential really nice protraction model as well. So right here on ES, we'll watch that as well. If both of them can form at the same time, that's pretty good. 15 seconds, best case scenario, we get the closure above there, and we can just execute. If it gets above that body, watching that closely. Right there. Really? We're going to close on the exact same price level? We may still execute this. I got my trigger finger ready. All right, we'll try it. A little bit early before, but I'm just looking for sensitivity here, and it didn't happen. So I'll take the slightly worse fill. Looks like we will get the closure above, so we're, safe on that end. Stops going to the low of this move. Covers the body in the LB there. Make sure I set the stop on, where it counts. So in on the account, stop is set at 775. Call it 775. And yeah, that's a pretty simple trade idea. Best case scenario, we get the all-time high. Set the alert here on ES, which is the new all-time high. And obviously, we got the 10 a.m. high here. So we'll see. We can get that expansion. Look how we sniped that 0.25 standard deviation level of the opening range. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Nowhere to reduce my stop as of now. I mean, I'll zoom time frame. Sometimes you see something pretty clear, like that 3-minute candle. You don't want to see that overlap. You can get away with the body here. This OB, you don't want to see a trade to the low. So 7-9, it's 3 points. Do I really want to move my stop for 3 points? No, I'd rather wait for something more convincing. As of right now, I'd want to see the breaker in here. So if we can get the breaker, that's what I'm looking at right now. These two up close candles. That's where my eyes are. We could have got a little bit of better fill, but yeah, wow, we got filled all the way up here. And the candle closed there. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's a couple points. The grand scheme of things, it's only a couple points, so Little gap here, little inversion there. So I'll mark it out. I see that in the lower portion. I want to see us get above the higher portion. And if we can respect that as a breaker, low, high, lower low, higher high, then I would expect speed through the 10 a.m. high. Macro's over in 8 minutes. We can remove the first presentation marker. What the heck, we'll keep it. Doesn't change much. I'm gonna put the stop here at 979.25. Not able to reduce my risk by much, but really don't want to see it overlap that price run. Hopefully we can get a better stop loss placement soon. Because right now we're still assuming full risk on the trade. You could bump it up to here, the 2-minute inversion. Yeah, not the worst. There's still the OB in here, and I think that's permissible for it to trade into, so I don't want to really... If we get above the high, yeah, we'll bump the stop up for sure. Don't think we'll get another protraction model in here, if I'm being honest, so... You could get aggressive, put it at the low of the breaker. It's kind of aggressive in my opinion. So the first objective of this trade, what's the first objective? The first objective is to get risk-free. I'm not just going to put my stop at break even. That wouldn't even be giving the trade a chance. But, maybe we get a run above the high. We bring the stop to here, take a small partial, and then we get to see, for free, whether or not we could run to previous day or all time. So that's what I'm thinking right now. I'm thinking how much do I need to partial here, and then when I move my stop to here, I'm already thinking about these things. When I move the stop to here, how much risk am I assuming, right? And that would be 11 points. So how much would I need to cover in this partial, or do I want to even add a position perhaps? It's possible. I don't really see myself adding though, if I'm being honest. Maybe inside the breaker. I like previous day's high. And we do get the closure above there. I'm going to bring the stop here. Why is the stop there? See that 2-minute inversion? Not clean. It's right here. Right? I'm bringing the stop to the low of that candle. Because I don't want to see that get overlapped. Also covers the majority of this move. And that tiny fair value gap. So, what the heck? We got to clean this up. Well, for now, we'll just leave the breaker. So the stop's at 985. 985. I'm gonna get real precise there. 985.5. Always look for reasons to reduce risk. So see that imbalance we talked about. Really, it should be speeding up now. Going into the last 4 minutes of the macro. It's kind of that prime time when we want to take the really can't do the math here. I mean, if we're risking 10 for 10 is, what's 10 for 10? Just see, hypothetically 200, so we partial 200 with 25. What is that, half? You gotta take off half. 4 almost, because it's like a little bit more. Yeah, I'm not worried if it comes back. I'm giving it simply a chance. Worst case, it doesn't pan out. We'll look for another opportunity tomorrow or PM session. Then glance at the YM chart. Yeah, so now all of a sudden when NQ is bullish, the other two indices are making lower lows. YM's making lower lows. ES making, I don't know what ES is doing. Nothing really. I don't like seeing that personally. I like seeing the synergy. We could bring the stop to this short-term low. I won't move it there, but I will watch the sensitivity here and keep my trigger finger ready. If that makes sense. I'm not going to move it here, but I have my trigger finger ready. We really shouldn't be making a lower low at this point. I think we'll actually do it there. 15 ticks. I'm going to move it there. I like that. I like that intermediate term low. So 24 0 0 0 0 0. Risk free on the trade. Always good. Always nice. Takes the pressure off. And now we'll just see, out of our hands, 4 points secured. We could just get speed, make it easy on me. It hasn't been easy. They made us work overtime for every trade. Bro, how am I in a live trade and TradingView disconnects me from my brokerage? What is going on, bro? I'm literally in an execution. Bro, I'm gonna be honest. I bought the new iPhone. That shit is literally the exact same as my old phone. I feel genuinely, besides the camera, I won't lie, the camera's pretty good. But besides that, it's pretty much the exact same. I already moved the stop, so I don't have to worry about that, but I might have to get ready to partial if we run above that high. So, I want to stay signed in. All right, we're back in the trade on my account. All right, yeah. So just want to see run above the high, right? That's it. Just kind of waiting. There's a small gap here. Whether it holds or not doesn't make too big of a difference, really. Just want to see the high before the low. If we're bullish. Just staying patient with my equity curve, Don't want to change much. Don't want to just close the position. I got to give every position a chance. Trust the narrative. Coming in pretty deep. Robin, and the video is in the green, at least. Pretty cool. It's interesting. Remaining in this upper portion is quite crucial, in my opinion. But it looks like we may fall short now of the high, which just kind of sucks. Like, where was it? Like, look at this. Where's this energy? Where's this energy? That's what I want right now. That energy right here. This is a nice high. Looks nice, prominent, equal highs. Anyway, this will be the last trade of the day. Yeah, I'm holding into lunch. That's fine. I don't mind holding into lunch. Are we really that stingy? It's been tough. We haven't hit like a nice clean TP in a while. I'm gonna be honest, it's been in a while. But we've been managing our risk impeccably and managing our trades impeccably. So can't complain too much. Stop doesn't seem the most safe, if I'm being honest, but we will give it a chance, that's for sure. A little bit of an SMT here. You can't even see that. Let's clear this chart up. Bullish SMT. I don't know if anyone can see that, but a little small SMT there. I don't know how big of a difference it makes realistically in edge, but the idea is the same. Intermediate term low, obvious buy side. Intermediate low should hold until we run the equal highs. So, you know, more times than not, we get the buy side. I'll take 30% of the position off, and we'll let the rest go. We can get that tag. That would be great. Now we have an SMT here, but really this should just be speeding up. We've done our business here. Equal highs, really smooth. Always want to see speed through the engineered high. That's my saying. This engineered high, this engineered high. When we're bullish, you want to see speed through them. Just like this one, right? That retracement high, you always want to see speed through that. Why? Because anyone that shorted here, when they thought it was, you know, crashing or reversing or whatever, they don't understand the higher time frame. Their stops go here. Just recently, like the most recent move. You always want to see speed undoing the most recent move, because this is where the most recent stops were placed, you know? And there we might see it now. Those are engineered liquidity means, right? Before the market gets the next leg, which is, you know, the idea of this trade, we put stops here. People go short. We can then pair those stops with our entry. That's the idea. You know, whether it gets there or not, I don't know. But good narrative behind the trade. Lack of follow through. I'm honestly surprised that one candle didn't. I mean, we're playing with 2 points here, realistically. But I want to get a clean execution, to be honest. So. Hoping next week's easier. This week's been rough all week. It's been like this all week for me. I don't know. There were some clean opportunities, but it's been pretty slow after my entry this week. I'm just glad I managed to stay composed and manage my risk well. You know, I think we're actually going to end this week up. Obviously depending on tomorrow, but all right, man. We're just going to take the partial there. I'm not going to wait any longer. It's taking too long. I'm not going to lock it in. I'm not going to get greedy for 4 points, 0.5 points. Just take something off the position, and we'll leave the rest. It's going to speed up now that I took a partial. I mean, it's literally 2-3 points. Doesn't make a difference, really, in the equity curve. So we have, I don't know the math there. I don't know the math. 15. 3. Best case scenario, previous day's high. If I want to see this before 11:30, ideally, that would be a good sign. So if we can get that, yeah, look at that speed. There it is. There it is. If we can get that speed before ES wants to make an eye. Cool. Interesting. It's fine. I mean, it's like I said, it's literally a couple of points. Anything doesn't make a big difference. What does make a big difference is whether or not we get to the all-time high level. So, ready for previous day high on the trigger finger. 18 points. That's where I would take off the bulk. Yeah, take up the bulk off here. We'll bring the stop to the most recent OB. Not really an OB. I mean, technically it is. We took that low. So this low here at ES, 1111, wouldn't expect that to get taken. So that stops goes right there. We'll call it 5. 5, 7, we'll call it. I think this mixed back are lost from yesterday. Not easy, man. They make us work overtime for this. I hope it is not just a partial win, and we do reach. If we get to previous day's high, I'm gonna set and forget the all-time high level. I'm not gonna sit here and just watch forever. You trimmed, pumped it. Yeah, it looks like it's pumping, but it's really not. I mean, it's literally like a 4 or 5 point difference. We're talking like dollars. So there it is. There's the expansion. Was that so hard? All right, we're gonna take 5 off. The rest is running. Really, we're gonna close it. I'm there. I'm gonna close it there on the Apex accounts. So I'm out. I'm out on all my accounts. This is gonna stay running. To the all-time high level, minus 2 points, because I will not be edged. And we'll leave this here. The most recent swing low at 013. That's it. That's all the hard work done. So small win first. Another, small win. Kind of adds up pretty nicely. Pretty solid executions. Happy with today. Can't really complain much. Yeah, can't complain much. Stock market's not doing the best. Got the job done. Got the job done. That's what matters. CFD because it's a different asset. Let's see what chat's saying now. One break even, one win. Nice, bro. The nice feeling. Yeah. I've had nicer feelings, but where are the haters now? They're there still. They're still waiting for me to lose or something. Yep, GG's. Good patience, guys. After taking partial, it effing expanded. Like I said, this partial here, there's no point in greeting the 10 a.m. high partial. It's genuinely 3 points. We're talking about like a $15 difference. Just take the partial, bro. Why am I gonna even risk it? There's an S&T at that time, I think, or something. No, I don't think there was, but we'll exceed yesterday's high. I think we get the all-time high here. Bro, I told you yesterday when we spoke, you had that day by day. Yesterday doesn't even matter anymore. Bro, I don't even think about yesterday. But I'm gonna be honest, there was a setup here that I kind of hesitated. I feel like because yesterday was so choppy. You think new all-time high possible? That was the goal when I came in the morning at 9:30. What's ATH? ATH stands for all-time highs, meaning the highest price point we've reached. How do you stay positive when your strategy is continually shitting on you, even though you backtested it? Mentally, I'm getting fucked up. I need some advice. The easiest thing to do is go back to the trades and see what went wrong. What's the limit? Like, what's the price level? 24069. All-time high indifferent in CFDs. That's a different asset, brother. It's CFDs, not a futures contract. Is there a consistency rule on Top Express? No. What do you think about liquidity sweeps now? There's FEG invert. It can go sell. It could. You know, if you don't think all-time highs in play for today, then yeah, of course it could. Did recency bias make you hesitate? Yeah, recency bias did. And I'm going to be honest, Adam, I don't think that's ever going to change. I don't think anyone, like, I don't know. That's like, to me, that's like near impossible. So we just got to work around it, you know? Like, I don't think I'll ever take this trade. Are you going to add more context with respect to FEG? No, I should have added here if I was going to add when I brought my stop up. But listen, I'm going to be honest. It's been a while since we caught a nice trade. And that's recency bias, you know? I even said today we're going to look to add positions. And I even said here, maybe we'll add. But then, like, I can't. It's just, I'm not seeing the signatures that I want to see when I'm in a trade. This, when we're right there towards the engineered high, I've been in this situation thousands of times. There should be speed. If it's a good, solid trade, it should be speeding up above this high. That means the narrative is strong, you know? The fact that we're slowing down, even in here, like 1, 2. Also, this is a small, like, we're talking, like, this is a small range. There's not that much range. It looks like we moved a lot, but really, we only moved 140 points, you know? I've took trades that were like 200 points before. Why are you trading micro? Because you watch really nice. I always trade micro. What's your win rate? In like all time? All time on fundeds, all time on every single trade I've ever taken, all time on my live account, all time on stream. I need a more specific question. Can you explain liquidity? My video on YouTube will do that better than I can, so you should watch that video. You talked about daily profiles. If we are bullish and if during the line of breaks out, where can I find more information about this? My Power of 3 series on YouTube. Overall, with high resistance liquidity run today. I don't know if it was high resistance. I mean, the lows that were meant to hold were, I mean, yeah, it definitely wasn't clean. I'm going to be honest. It shouldn't have taken this long to get here, in my opinion. But I mean, all time on the stream. I mean, bro, I'm going to be honest. I don't have that number for you. I don't know. Probably like 60, bro, if I had to guess. You ever take trades on your funded that you don't take in your lot? Yeah, of course. These 2 trades I did take, though. Did you reach 5K per month and are you living comfortably? Some months I make 5K, some months more, some months less. I'm living pretty comfortably, you know, for my situation. Can't complain. Do you have mentorships? You can message me on Discord. We can talk. How much did you start with in the live account? Started with 10K in the live account. Is your monthly payout consistent? I don't get payouts every month, no. But sometimes I get more than one payout in 1 month. So this kind of depends. You know, sometimes the equity curve is going up, request payout. Sometimes equity curve dips, no payout. Simple. Accumulation, manipulation, and accumulation like yesterday. No, I don't. You can't say this is like yesterday. I mean, we saw the expansion. All the objectives were met. Yesterday, everything fell short. It's definitely cleaner than yesterday. Could I re-enter here? Could you? You could. Did my model form? Not yet. Not my protraction model. If that's what you're asking. Is there a 2-minute gap? Yeah. So if you wanted my confirmation for a potential continuation, that would be here. Closure above this. Would I take it? It's not the worst trade. I'm going to be honest. It's also not the best. If it does go there, we'll move the stop. In fact, we'll just move the stop anyway. You know what? We'll even add a position. This is a paper account. Oh, we didn't even close above. Whatever. See if it starts trading higher. Above that inversion blue line. Yeah, so like hypothetically there. So see how we added 2? Someone was asking me earlier, how do you pair me? See how I added 2 contracts, but I'm not risking anything more. In fact, I'm still locked in profit. You know? So that's the idea of that. Whatever. This is a paper account. I already closed everything on my funded. I'm going to be honest. I'm just trying to manage my capital from the previous loss this week. And we're up on the week currently. So specific reason to trade micros instead of minis, just curious. You can trade more micros. On minis, you really can't manage your risk unless you have a lot of capital. Price always comes down near 10:30 a.m. Seems like Seek and Destroy. You mean 9:30? Pyramid should only be done at the early stage of the entry. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, it doesn't really matter. You know, if you have the narrative to expect a continuation here, mind you, we also never got the inversion here, so like technically that would be a rule break for me. I was just demonstrating that you can add contracts and not risk any more. That's the whole point of pyramiding. It's because someone was asking earlier, why would you not be looking for sells? Let's put into picture. We are approaching the highest pricing ever on the market. The highest ever in all the trading ever. It is the highest it's ever been. What possible reason could you be like, oh yeah, it's gonna go down now? What? Nah, man. Like that's a crazy take. You know, we're literally the most bullish we've ever been. That's not a good time to look for shorts. Let it break down and then look for shorts. You know, my bias was bullish, but didn't take it long because I thought I could take London lows and CPI lows. I get your narrative, and that's fine, you know. And you know what? That would have been a really high probability trade. You just got to know what you're looking for, you know. That's all. Me personally, I don't even need that. I don't even go. Listen, let me give you guys one piece of advice because I know a lot of people do this. I don't want to change anyone how they trade, but this affected me. So listen closely. A lot of the time, you go into the market and you're saying, okay, I'm gonna wait for this and then this level, and then if we sweep, I'll enter here. You're asking for way too much. You're trying to. Sometimes, sure, you know, and sometimes I'm guilty of this, right? You can't ask for so much. Like you can't try to predict the exact move down at the exact time, and then the exact reversal that happens from that move, and then the exact place it's gonna go. Like that's kind of an ego factor, you know, coming into that. Like you're not gonna be able to predict everything, you know, or anticipate everything. So make it simple on yourself. What do I need to see to click buy? Simple. What do you need to see, right? Do you need to see on CPI? If the answer is yes, that's fine. If this needs to be taken on CPI day, so if you say I will need to see the low swept on CPI to look for longs on CPI, okay, then that's fine. As long as you know what you're looking for. Me, I don't need that. I just need a discount level at the right time, you know? Sell side, the gap here, and 50% org. I don't need more than that. That's enough for me. CISD, that confirms. Do I need? Would I like this low get taken? Sure, it doesn't really matter. To me, it doesn't change the probability of my model. As long as I see the discount level, the low or imbalance, whether it's here, here, here. Now, if you want to get into like really specific structure, okay, sure, you can look more into it. But hopefully that makes sense, right? Powell the futures trader. Nobody can predict everything, bro. Don't fool yourself. Don't fool yourself. The CPI can also have all the lows of the day. Yeah, it did. And to be honest, going into open, I didn't even expect this to get taken. All I wanted to see was true day open, really. When I had my pre-market analysis and we did it together, I'll even show you guys. I was just looking for a true day opening price. So I don't remember if I said CPI low. Anticipating an expansion move today. High probability longs. Look at NFP Wick CE and low. Look at opening prices. Yeah, so wasn't too, but that's what I was saying. I was saying look at this candle's 50%. It's right here. We don't get there, but we get 25. And I said look at opening prices. Well, true day opening price. Everyone knows true day opening price. That's your buy below the open, you know? So, anyways, what happens when you have been saying that your buy is a sell while we have expected to be bullish? Then we go out. What happened? You have been saying that your bias is sell? I never said that. I was clearly bullish the entire day today. I said there was an immediate draw lower when this move happened, but I said I am still bullish. Just because the immediate draw is 50% opening range gap and true day open, and I said maybe this low is possible. My bias never changed though. I said I was looking for these price levels. Did you take any today? Took 2 trades. How do you determine your bias for the day? Below is all-time high, 24069.5. How do you determine bias? I would watch my video on bias on YouTube. It's probably the best one. The best way I can help you with that answer. Because it gives you examples. I'm not going to sit here and do a bunch of examples now. The video is a lot better. Answer my question, please. We talked about daily profile. Yeah, it's in my series, brother. I told you. Now the executions are messed up. When I journal, it's going to look like I did this trade on my funded account. I'll just take a screenshot from the whatever. Anyways, boys, appreciate you guys coming through. Clean. Could have been a little cleaner, but clean nonetheless. I appreciate you guys coming through. I will see you guys last day of the week tomorrow, Friday. I might trade PM session today. We'll see. Stock market's not doing too hot, man. I'll be honest. Appreciate you, Adam. W Stream, appreciate you. Took both trades with you. I'm trying to learn. I don't go live in the PM, guys. I don't go live in the PM. Too much live for one day for me if I also do both. In the Discord, when we set up the private Discord, we'll do the PM session lives there when I go live. Appreciate you, Lucas. I'll see you guys live tomorrow, exact same time. Good day. Good risk management, you know. Profit taking is easy when your risk is managed, so always focus on risk management. That's what I want to leave you guys with. If you live every day, I'm live every day, bro. Can we see your ICT kill zone settings? Yeah, sure. I'll leave it open here while in the YouTube stream and stuff. I just have this. That's it, just the 2. Let me make this really clear. Session, AM session. Take care, guys.